Today we're making Cornish pasties with the photographer, and we've already done quite a little. So when I say we, I helped a little bit, but it's mostly this is his baby, this is his show, and perhaps you could talk us through what you've done so far. We in brackets.
We've diced up carrots, potatoes and swede, and are boiling that to pre-cook it.
The carrots, let's just touch on the carrots a minute. Was there a bit of controversy with the carrots?
Well, I was not going to include carrots, but
Who insisted?
some girl insisted that pasties have to have carrots, so we put a couple of carrots in.
And you probably think that's a good thing on reflection, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
So you're frying your
Frying the onions.
onions.
Just a little bit. That's enough.
Tidy up our hob. It looks a bit, mind you, it always looks a bit messy after you've been cooking and you've already started. So you fried up some cubed onions.
I've got some onions, and I'm now going to fry up some cube steak.
Let's go back to you.
Some cube steak, which Mary won at the meat drawer down at the pub
Yay.
2 weeks ago.
Yay, Mary. I'm just going to pop over there and have a look at what that's looking like. It looks rather bloody, which is probably good, isn't it?
It's going to be cooked yet.
Yeah, I know it's got to be cooked yet. Obs, David, obs. But it's cut up into fine little cubies. There's a gauge the size. There's my finger, and there's my finger. There's my thumb. See my fist? You'd better run. I must do that one. At the end, maybe of the video, I'll do that. I think that's about it for the moment. This big contribution been to this, David?
Well, Mary insisted that she could peel carrots much faster than I could.
And did she?
I guess she did.
Darn right she did. Did she have any hand with pastry?
Yes, she's also made the pastry, which is she's much better at doing than I am.
And it's in the fridge at the moment,
It's in the fridge
cooling, so that it can be easier to handle. Perhaps you'd give us a little. What are you adding here, Farfar? Oh, I'm going to call you Farfar. What are you adding here? You're adding some olive oil.
Olive oil to cook the steak.
Cook the steak. And whilst you do that, perhaps you could give us some background on Cornish pasties.
Oh, okay. Pasties are a West Country.
Watch that knife on that non-stick.
Okay. Pasties are a West Country item of food, which
Please, take that. Take that and party.
and were used by workmen, either tin miners or farm workers. They cook all their lunch up in a pastry case to work with them, so that when lunch break came, they'd take out their pasty and eat it.
So it's like a glorified sarnie, a glorified sandwich.
Yeah, it's got obviously meat, vegetables,
Yes.
pastry.
So it was
Cooked.
like a cooked dinner,
Yeah, cooked dinner, but eaten cold.
so fast food sort of thing. Eating on the run or eating whilst you're working.
Yeah.
Now, was there anything peculiar about Cornish pasties? About the two ends of the Cornish pasty?
No, the pastry is crimped over, folded over the contents, crimped over and baked in the oven. And usually they're in a sort of half moon shape,
Which Mary will be rolling out for you.
which we'll be showing you a bit later.
What I was trying to get at was that, is there something about having pudding at one end?
Well, that was a variation on it. Sometimes they would have a savoury end and a sweet end, so that they might have an apple pie one end and a meat and vegetable dinner at the other end.
So it was really easy to transport in their lunch boxes down in the mines or working out in the fields.
Yeah.
But if they wanted to, they had the choice of having the pudding at one end and the savoury stuff. So you had a two-courser.
Yeah.
You had your cooked dinner with meat and two veg, and potatoes. Meat.
Three veg if you may.
Yeah. meat, potatoes, and two veg, and those two veg being sweet and carrot.
What about the onions?
And the onions, of course, we mustn't forget the onions. I'm sure that contributes to one of your 17 a day if you're in Japan. And if you wanted to, you could bung a few apples in the other end. And I expected where the two met in the middle, that wasn't going to be too horrendous either.
No, it wouldn't hurt.
It wouldn't hurt at all.
No. Well, you didn't put custard on the apple.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's burning off nicely now, isn't it? When I say burn, I mean browning, of course.
Burning off,
It's burning.
yeah.
We wouldn't want burning, would we?
No,
We don't want burning. Yeah, that's
But
looking...
one thing Mary said was she wanted her meat well cooked.
Because she doesn't like chewing meat, does she? And you concurred.
Yeah.
So we're cooking it, and I don't like clumps of swede in the Cornish pasty, bitey bits. It's nice for it to all meld together, and the meat really does have to be melt in the mouth meat to make the experience truly glorious. Are you going to put some sort of gravy or sauce to bind all of this stuff together, or do you just put the meat and the veg?
There might be a little bit of gravy come out of the meat, but you don't want it too soggy, otherwise it will make the pastry.
Yeah.
Good.
So you're not going to add any liquid, is what you're saying?
Well, there was a bit of liquid came out of the meat.
All right.
I'm just going to pour that up
Okay.
in it.
Let's see you do that then. And how long have you been making Cornish pasties, matey?
Oh, yes.
Because you come from Devon, so of course you make Cornish pasties, eh?
Well, pasties are Devon, Cornwall, both.
Oh, so Cornwall got the name, got the tag.
Yeah, they just take the credit.
They do the same with the clotted cream, don't they? Ooh, touching a nerve if you're from Cornwall here. Well, I'll leave that to cook down nicely and we'll check in again soon. So let's just recap on what we have. We have a mix of swede and carrot, which has been cubed, and potato too, which has been cubed and cooked off for about 10 minutes.
No, just a couple of minutes.
Couple of minutes really, just to parboil it. Then some nicely
Lightly fried
onions and our fried meat. So all is good to go apart from Mary needing now to get rolling.
So that sort of
That's the
size?
paste. Okay, we're just discussing how we're going to roll out the pastry to what size. But here is the pastry which I've just taken out of the fridge. It's been cooling for about 10 minutes. Right, David, can you talk us through what we've got here?
Yes, okay, so we filled the pastry circle with the potato, carrot and swede, then the onions, then the meat. And we're now just going to
Did you season it?
season it with pepper and salt. And we're now just going to wrap it up.
Because we decided that we didn't need to do perfect rounds because you crimp the edges anyway, so you don't need to.
Mary decided.
This is the finished pasty. Not the prettiest thing around, but certainly works for me. So what did you think of it, David?
I enjoyed it, Mary. I haven't had a pasty for years. And it was,
Just the right amount of filling, yeah?
I was just really looking forward to eating these, and they've come out well.
And the nice thing about these is that you can eat them cold, like the Cornish men would have done. Very nice. Success?
Great success.
What's your next dish going to be?
I don't know.
Hominy pie?
Possibly hominy pie.
Okay. Watch
Haven't
this
done that
space.
for ages either, have we?
See my finger, see my thumb, see my fist, you'd better run. Oh wait, come back, you need a tic-tac. Not one, not two, but the whole 6 pack.